In our politics lead, New York Republican Congresswoman Rep Stefanik is not letting those who object to her lies about the election get in her way to push and replace Congresswoman Liz Cheney as House Republican Conference Chair. Though there are some conservative groups who note that Stefanik is way more liberal than Cheney and voted with Trump far less frequently and less reliably, Stefanik has decided to play to her strengths, which in the House GOP race is to keep shamelessly pushing Donald Trump's big lie about the election. That is her only advantage over Cheney. Here she is on Steve Bannon's radio show just moments after she promised to unite the Republican Party, promoting the deranged election audit going on in Arizona right now, where a clean election in a state led by a Republican governor is being attacked by election liars.
I fully support the audit in Arizona. We want transparency and answers for the American people. What are the Democrats so afraid of? The voters in Arizona and the state Senate in Arizona pursued this audit. I fully support it. Transparency is a good thing. We need to fix these election security issues going into the future.
There are no election security issues in Arizona. Do you know how crazy this audit is in Arizona? You have to understand this. They're actually examining the ballots with UV light to see if there are any traces of bamboo in the paper, because one of the conspiracy theories holds that fake ballots were shipped in from Asia. Remember, Arizona is largely run by Republicans. And because Liz Cheney is one of the only Republicans in leadership willing to see this insanity for what it is, she is being purged from her position. Whew. Man. CNN's Ryan Nobles is live from Capitol Hill. Ryan, what are these conservative groups saying about Stefanik's actual policy positions?
Well, they're concerned about it, frankly, Jake, and there are a number of conservative groups that have ongoing ratings of House members and how they vote as it relates to conservative issues. And in almost every metric, Liz Cheney is more conservative than Rep Stefanik. One of those groups is the Club for Growth, which is, of course, an anti-tax organization. They're very worried about any kind of tax increases. And this is what they said shortly after the news came out that Stefanik was likely to replace Liz Cheney. They wrote, "She is a liberal," talking about Stefanik, with a 35% Club for Growth, a lifetime rating, fourth worst in the House GOP. House Republicans should find a conservative to lead messaging and win back the House majority. And of course, the Club for Growth is an outside organization, but I'm told there are concerns internally as well. The House Freedom Caucus, which is a conservative wing of the Republican Party in the House of Representatives, held a conference call last night where the members were expressing reservations about how quickly House leadership, along with the former President Donald Trump, rushed to install Stefanik as the replacement to Cheney. Now, they concede, Jake, that there's probably nothing that they can do about it, that Stefanik is likely to become the next House Conference Chair, but they want to talk to her about her views on a wide range of issues, from LGBTQ rights to immigration, and find out exactly where she stands, because they're worried they could be in the same position they are with Liz Cheney, a conference chair putting out the message of the Republican Party that doesn't align with the members of that Republican Party.
Okay, Ryan, thanks so much. Let's talk to CNN's Jamie Gangel, who joins me in studio. And Jamie, you have some new reporting about this tension that Cheney is more conservative than Stefanik, voted with Trump more often than Stefanik, but that it really doesn't matter because there's one big issue at play here.
There's one big issue and there's one person, Donald Trump. This is all about Donald Trump. I spoke to several conservatives today who represent large groups, and they said Liz Cheney is a true conservative. As Ryan said, she has better ratings across the board. But
yeah, there's always a but.
But, quote, Elise satisfies the litmus test. And that litmus test is she is pro-Trump.
And not just pro-Trump, but pro-Trump's lies about the election.
And what's interesting is she was a moderate, but somewhere along the line, one ally of hers said to me, she figured out that the only way to survive was to pivot to Donald Trump. She did it with a vengeance. I said, does she really believe in Trump, or is it political expediency? This person said, I have no idea, but she's holding on to him tight.
Yeah, a lot of people who used to work with her at the Bush White House say that. They don't.
Correct.
recognize her.
Correct.
But they don't know if it's an act or if she actually, got a lobotomy. Congressman Jim Jordan basically admitted today that this is all about Trump. Take a listen.
You can't have a Republican conference chair reciting Democrat talking points.
So let's just explain, look at this a little bit. Democrat talking points. So facts about the election as adjudicated by Republican-appointed judges, Republican governors, Republican state election officials. Facts. That's a Democrat talking point now?
You're asking me to figure out Jim Jordan. This is way beyond.
You don't want to wrestle with that, huh?
No. But I will say this. It is remarkable to me that January 6th didn't happen. They are completely down the rabbit hole. They are moving forward. It is clear that Donald Trump owns this party. One conservative said something to me that was interesting about it. He said, all that counts these days in our coalition is Donald Trump. And I think we're a coalition today, not a party, because there are plenty of Trump folks and MAGA folks who are not true Republicans, but they're willing to go along for the ride.
It's quite a sight. It's quite a sight. Jamie Gangel, thanks so much. Appreciate it.